Hello yogis, welcome to your Sunday 5 p.m. Restore. I'm Sarah subbing for Catherine tonight. If you wanted any sort of background music, the playlist that I always like to use for Restore class is just a public playlist. It's called Peaceful Retreat. So if you want a nice little ambient background, feel free to load that up and you can start it. We are going to start seated on our mats, and we're going to think of just kind of moving through a couple different points in our body for our practice. So finding however you need to sit to feel nice and comfortable. Place those hands on the legs, palms down, or palms can be face up. And just begin to let the eyes soften and close. And just start to feel the weight of your lower body release, the hips and knees. Start to feel those shoulders relax out of the ears. Unclenching our jaw, relaxing the fingers. And just allow your upper body to just float on top of your hips. Feeling your torso fill up and empty with your inhales and exhales. And as we stay here and just breathe and observe, notice how our body feels, how our breath feels. Whatever outside distractions, things we're holding on to, let them naturally filter in and then right back out. We'll practice really focusing on our breath here. Empty the air from your lungs. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, empty out. 2 more, breath in. Exhale out. 1 more, breath in. And breath out. And softly just blink your eyes open enough. Begin to draw your right ear towards your right shoulder. And as you do so, you can bring your right hand to your left temple. Just gently keep guiding that ear down. If the pressure is too much, you can always have those hands on your legs. And gently bringing our hand behind our head and turning our nose towards our right collarbone, dropping our chin towards the right side of our chest. Again, if the hand is too much, you can release. We'll slowly bring our chin to the center of our chest, both hands on the legs. Just let your head hang heavy and maybe even curl the upper spine a little bit more. And sitting up straight, take the shoulders to our ears, gently roll them down our back. One more like that. Shoulders lift up and rolling down our back. And we're going to switch that out, so bringing our left ear to our left shoulder. And if you like to add the hand to your right temple, a little extra if it feels too much. Just relax and enjoy that left ear coming towards our shoulder. And can move to the back of our head. Start to turn our nose and our chin towards our left collarbone. Again, hand is too much. Just place it on the legs. Bringing our chin to the center of our chest, both hands, and releasing. Guys, with your head heavy, if you want to start to curve the upper back a little bit more. And slowly sitting up straight, draw the shoulders to our ears. And take them down the back, one more slow and steady lifting up. And shoulders roll down. Come to our eagle arms with the right elbow underneath. You can stay seated, or another option is to lay down to take those eagle arms. And sometimes just having your back flat into the ground can help. So again, that right elbow will be underneath your left. You want to place hands just on top of your shoulders. Gently draw the elbows and shoulders down. If you have your eagle arms, as you pull those hands gently away, think of breathing across the back. Whether you are on your back or seated, slowly unwind the arms. Just reach both arms out to the sides. And let those arms be heavy into the ground if you're on your back. If you're seated, just really extend through your fingers. Take a full unconstricted breath here. And then you can switch your arms out, bringing the left elbow underneath the right. Again, on your back, hands can come to your shoulders. Gently draw those elbow shoulders down. You can take those eagle arms, seated or again, supine. Try to find that still, long, unconstricted breath here, really broadening and breathing in your back and your shoulders. whether seated or on our back. Slowly unwinding, again, just reaching the arms out to the sides. Full, long, deep breaths. Make your way up into your tabletop, however you need to get there. And as you take your tabletop, we'll take a few rounds of some cat and cows. So inhale, really dropping the belly, arch the spine. And exhale, cat back, rounding, pressing away. Inhale, cow, move through with your breath, filling up. Exhaling, cat back. 5 more, inhale. Exhaling, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Last 2, inhale. Exhaling, cat back. 1 more, inhale. Exhaling, cat back. We'll come to a supported child's pose. So you can take a blanket, or if you have any other prop, you can place it right underneath your torso. You can make it as big or small. Sometimes I like to add something a little bit extra underneath the soft. So for me, I'm going to use a block and then find that blanket on top. And I can either bring my arms kind of around to the sides. If I want just a little bit more relaxing in the upper body. If I want to soften, maybe hands towards the heels instead. Hold in. Feel free to put your arms where you need to. Place maybe even something underneath your hips. Let those knees open out. And these will balance on our head and neck. So you can turn the other cheek. your chin back towards the center, and you can begin to walk up. And if you have that blanket or something soft, keep that with you. Move my block off. And we're just going to lower all the way down to our belly and bringing that blanket or pillow in front. So again, we'll be a little bit supported in the upper body. So as we come down to our belly, we'll take this half prone frog. So right leg stays long. You can tuck those left toes. Start to open that knee and hip out. Begin to walk that foot, knee up towards your shoulder. You can have your foot kicking in or out a little bit more. Now, if you need a little extra support, maybe that hip is tensing up, feel free instead, if you prefer, to slide the blanket or another blanket underneath that left knee. Start to release that right ear back towards the ground. You can start to relax the leg that is long. Maybe even take a moment, kind of rotate that leg in and out. Just let that heel soften open. Very slowly, we'll start to release that left leg. As you said, both legs long. You can turn your nose and head towards the ground. Gently just rock the hips slowly side to side. If it helps, instead to bend your knees and just windshield wiper. Not going too far, just taking a little bit of a twist. We're going to switch out that frog sit on the other side. So again, you can just adjust that blanket, bringing the other ear to the ground, tuck those right toes, start to open that right knee and hip. Begin to draw that leg up towards your elbow and shoulder. If you want the support underneath the knee instead, you can slide that blanket. Kick that foot as far out or as far in as you need. As we start to release that working leg, the right leg that is long, you rotate it in and out a few times. Just let that heel kick out and relax. Slowly begin to send that right leg back down into the floor, turning our nose and head to the mat. And you can rock a little bit, quick side to side. Or bend the knees as you windshield wiper. And we'll start to make our way back up into our tabletop. You can just kind of sit off to one side, bringing the legs out in front. And keep those props close at hand. We'll start to move down into the legs just a little bit more. So we'll tuck that left knee in, just extend that right leg out to the side. Finding a really easy twist here. So long spine, bringing that right arm across. Go starting from the low belly. We can start to spiral through the rib cage, the shoulder. The neck is the last thing. And rather than trying to gaze behind us, think of just gazing straight off to the side. And then from here, we're just going to start to walk our hands towards that left side. And now this is where you can take those props again, if you want, or both, if you had a couple. And once you find that little bit of a twist, you can bend that right knee. You can kind of tuck it underneath or directly on top. And we're just going to melt down on top of our blocks and our pillows. Finding this supported bit of a twist inside, lateral stretch. You can kind of walk that right hand out or just up a little bit more. Let's soften the elbow, relax the shoulder, relax the arm. Take a few more full deep breaths into that right side body. And we'll very slowly begin to bring our hands underneath us. And propping ourselves back up. As we sit up, we'll extend that right leg back out. We'll find a little bit of a counter twist with that right hamstring stretch. So now you can place those props over on top of your right knee. And just begin to melt. Allow your chin to drop towards your chest. You almost imagine every time you inhale, just like a balloon, you kind of billow and lift up. And whenever you exhale, think of just deflating, softening, releasing a little bit more. Rather than trying to just hold and stay here, every time you inhale and exhale, you're making some small adjustments. Maybe another part of the body releases, which affects the shape. And very slowly coming up. We're going to switch all of that out. So we'll bring our right foot tucking in, extending our left leg out to the side. And again, nice long spine sitting up tall. You can start to take that easy twist, crossing the left arm over and behind, maybe starting from your rib cage, then the shoulder, and then finally the head can lift. Rather than trying to straighten and look behind us, maybe just gaze to the side. And then from here, those props can come on to our right side. You can start to walk those hands. And as we begin to melt down, bend that left leg either behind us, you can kind of stack your legs. And bring that right ear to our props, folding down. If you want a little more length, you can walk your left hand straight out to the side, but soften the elbow, or maybe up towards the corner. You can begin to bring those hands underneath us. And sitting up, and re-extend that left leg out. Bring the props over to our left leg. Just an easy turn of frame. Begin to melt forward and down. Just relaxing chin towards our chest. And then letting that head and upper body be heavy. Notice here, especially in this posture, again, imagining yourself as that balloon. Inhaling, filling up, getting some space. When you exhale, softening, and just allowing your body to react and respond how it needs to. Slowly begin to unwind, coming back up. Just laying those props off to the side. We'll do one last kind of seated posture. So we're slowly working down into the legs. We take a little bit just for the soles of our feet. We don't typically get to do that. So you can take any foot. I'm just going to take our thumbs. We're going to try to find our big toe and our big toe joint. And then you can take your thumb and either your index or your pointer finger, and you're going to kind of squeeze and find that space between your big toe joint and the second toe. It can be a really common pressure point. Just kind of find that spot. You might feel it kind of ache. You can slowly keep just kind of walking down that space between those first two joints and metatarsals. There might be that spot on your arch that you know you want to just stay there, hold, gentle pressure. I just like to close my eyes and just really go internal. Pay attention to how our foot feels. We use it, we stand on it. Keeps us mobile. We don't actually pay attention. Feel free to stay where you are. Or if you then want to move to the second and third joints, find that space between those two. And again, you kind of press in. You work your way slowly down. That pressure is much or as little as you need. Again, you can stay or move to the third and fourth. If you want to move to that last two joints. And then taking your two thumbs, just start right by your heel. Think of a swooping up action along the whole sole of your foot. You can use, again, as much pressure as you need to. And then start over, sweeping motion, press in, lift up. And maybe again, go a little bit more into the side of your arch. And then just relax that foot into the ground and then start at the top, right by your ankle. And just gently kind of press down, almost trying to flatten your foot out. Rock that weight into both your big toe and your small little toe. And then we're going to do all of that on the other side. Again, just starting with your big toe and then your big toe joint. And then find that second toe in the space between the two joints. Kind of start at the top with your thumb, pointer, or index finger. And start to find that pressure point, space between that you want to hold. It's a little bit down, more into the arch, fleshier part of the foot. Feel where you kind of go up and down in that space. Again, you can stay. You can start to move to the second and third joint. And the space between, begin to go up and down. Take notice there's a spot, you feel it, you want to stay there. Find that pressure and just breathe through it. You can stay or move on to the third and fourth. And those last two, if you want, move through that space. And taking both thumbs, starting at the heel, that swooping motion, pressing in and up. You can be moving a little bit more into the fleshy part of the arch, or a little bit into the side of the foot. Bring that foot to the ground. Start from the ankle. Press down, open. Try to flatten out that foot into the mat and floor. Back a little bit. Toe and heel, side to side. And then we'll start to work our way down onto our back. Just have those props, blankets, anything you like nearby. As we roll down onto our backs, we'll plant those feet into the earth. And again, just kind of feel both feet really spreading wide. Pressing down. If as you come down onto your back, you want to take a moment, you can just let those knees rock side to side. Bring those arms back out to that T shape. Relax the elbows, shoulders. And then just imagine kind of your whole back of the body really flattening into the ground. You can walk your feet a little bit further out to the sides of our mat. Fallen bridge, gently draw those knees towards each other. You like that little supported bridge. Maybe take that blanket as flat or as high as you need. Finding that little cushion. And arms just relaxing out here. Open and close the jaw. Wiggle it side to side. Maybe even scrunch your face up. Relax. Sit down. And every time you inhale, creating some space, lifting up, getting broader. Every time you exhale, sink, relax more into the ground. Slowly bring your feet a little bit back towards the center and hugging our left knee into our chest. Squeezing that knee as close as you need. And start with your ankle. Circle it out. Nice and slow and steady. Go both directions. And then you can do the same thing with your hip. Just kind of open and close, like you're opening and closing a door. And finding that when we're moving pose, left knee standing, you can extend that right leg as long as you'd like. And again, just let your heel and your foot kind of kick out. Even draw that right knee back into our chest. And just let those knees stay slightly bent, arms back out to a T, and just to support and legs up the wall. Let those legs be separated. And take a moment, draw your chin towards the ceiling. And then relax that chin back towards our chest. And then slowly bending our knees and planting our feet back to our mat. Gently windshield wiper knees a little bit side to side. We'll begin to bring that right knee into our chest. And start with the ankle, couple circles, slow and steady, one direction. And then we'll go the other way. And you can start to open and close your knee and hip. You're opening, closing the door. Right knee can come back towards our chest. You want to let that left leg start to fall and release down. Just let that heel foot kick out. Trying to let gravity do most of the work here. Very slowly bring both knees into our chest. And one last moment, legs up the wall. Just float those legs high. And I think of sending your breath down along the back of your legs. And as you inhale, kind of circling that breath all the way back up. Exhaling down our spine, down the legs. Inhale, circular back up. Bending knees back in. Planting feet to our mat. Last little windshield wiper, knees side to side. Take this to that final supported supine twist. So if that blanket is still underneath you, you can just slide it off to your left side. If you like any additional props, so it's a little bit higher and heavier for your legs. We'll just let the legs fall towards the left side. You can cross that right leg over on top of your props. If that feels too much and you want to have your legs stacked and maybe even kind of slide your knees underneath. Make those adjustments here and really think about trying to melt. It's flattening out like you're in quicksand. You can always kind of press your hips back towards the middle and then readjust that arm, opening up. And just as your breath is ever changing, your postures can change as well. You don't have to stay stagnant where you are. It's moving, it's breathing. Very slowly, drawing one leg at a time, back into the center. You kind of squeeze those knees in. Don't bend those feet. Just adjust everything off to the other side. You can let that right leg fall open first. Adjusting, crossing that left leg on top. If you want to, kind of press your hips back towards the middle. And then readjust, open that left arm and shoulder. Have the space to continue to readjust. Very slowly, one leg at a time, coming back into the center. And take those minor adjustments, things you need to do. As you can slowly start to work your way down to your Shavasana. And just imagine everything releasing long and heavy into the floor. Start to relax and let go. Yogis maybe even imagine your breath as a color. So every time you inhale, you're kind of filling up with that color. Your heart space, your lungs, your ribs are glowing bright with that color. And imagine just as your breath moves around your body, now that it's a color, just imagine it seeping into your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists, through your veins, through your muscles, along your spine, into your hips, the knees, back of the legs, soles of the feet, up into the back of your head, top of your head. Feel your whole self, whole being burn bright with that color, vibrant, full body breath. You can begin to just feel your breath in your body, knowing that as you move off your mat, as you move on with the rest of your day, as you move through each and every day, no matter where you go, what you do, you have your breath. So everything you need, you already have within you. And start to exhale the air entirely out of your lungs and body. Full deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale. 5 more, breath in. Exhale out. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Breath out. One breath in. Breath out. Yogi's true power is living the realization that you are your own healer, hero, and leader. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for this Restore class. Stay well and stay healthy. Thank you.